Hi, dragonflies. So Miss Amanda wanted to do an experiment with you this morning. Well, I should say afternoon, but I have 3 different containers. I have some measuring cups here, and some tablespoons, a teaspoon, vinegar, baking soda, baking powder, and some flour. What do you think will happen if I mix the vinegar with baking soda or with baking powder or flour? So Miss Amanda's going to start by putting some flour into a container, and I'm going to use my 1/3 cup measuring, and I'm going to put some in my little silver container here. And Miss Amanda has everything on a tray, so that way if anything messy happens, it'll go on the tray and it won't go all over Miss Amanda's table. And if you do experiments at home, you should have a place where you can put stuff so that it doesn't get all messy. So we have our flour. Next, Miss Amanda is going to grab some baking powder. Just like the flour, they're both white. So Miss Amanda's going to use her teaspoon, put some in here. And I'm going to put 4 of those in there. That's a good mix. Next, Miss Amanda's going to use her baking soda. I'm going to use my teaspoon again because it's a nice way to get into the box without spilling it everywhere. So we're going to do 4 of these just like we did with the baking powder, so the same amount. All right, so next we're going to take our vinegar. And vinegar, when you open it, do you think it has a smell? Let's see. Yeah, got a very tart smell to it. So we're just going to pour very safely into our silver container. All right, so now I have all my ingredients ready, right? And first, why don't we try a smaller cup? And let's see, why don't we try the flour first? So let's take a couple of tablespoons of flour. Let's take 2. So a couple usually means 2. And we're going to take a tablespoon of vinegar. And I want you to stop and I want you to think about what could happen when the vinegar and the flour get mixed together. Because it's white, like the baking powder and the baking soda. You think you'll have the same reaction as those? Let's find out. So we're going to pour that in there. Did it do anything? You see anything happening? I didn't see anything happen. Looks to me like flour and vinegar make like a paste. Very thick. It smells very vinegary. All right, so we did our flour. Why don't we try our baking powder? It's like baking soda, but do you think it's the same? I don't know. We're gonna take all of this and we're gonna dump it into our big cup here. See that? It made like smoke. And we're gonna dump some vinegar in there. Are you ready to see what happens? Oh, it did make a reaction. Look at that. It made bubbles. Can you see the bubbles in there? I'm gonna pour a little bit more. Oh, it's like fizzy. That is kind of cool. So if the baking powder did this, what do you think the baking soda is going to do? So for our last one, we're gonna put the baking soda in this one. We're gonna try to do it. See how Miss Amanda's, some of it's falling out? That's why we have the tray. So that way Miss Amanda can make a mess and it won't cause such a problem. All right, so here's our baking soda. Here's our vinegar. Okay, baking soda plus vinegar. Let's see what happens. Whoa. Did you see that? It bubbled up. I wonder if we add more. we add more to our solution, if it'll do a bigger reaction. So let's see. I'm gonna add 2 more of that. We're gonna add some vinegar in there. Let's see what happens. Whoa, see how it's all bubbly? Wow. Miss Amanda's gonna try something. I'm gonna put some baking soda in our glass here with the baking powder. I'm gonna put a lot in there. I'm gonna pour some vinegar. Do you think it's gonna go everywhere? Do you think it's gonna come up out of the tap? Let's see. Oh, so close. Let's see if we can do it. Oh. Whoa, did you guys see that? Oh. Miss Amanda made a volcano. So, when you mix baking soda and vinegar, it makes a big reaction. When you mix baking powder and vinegar, it makes a small reaction. And when you mix vinegar and flour, it has no reaction, just makes a paste. So if your bigger person said it's okay and you want to try this experiment at home, all you need is some baking soda or baking powder, some places that you can put it in, containers, and a tray, or go outside even and do it outside so that if it gets messy, it won't go everywhere. And then you mix them together and then it makes a volcano. How cool is that? All right, bye dragonflies.